Great news, I got the best reservation in town. So that new Japanese Peruvian raw bar in the waitlist is crazy.
Great, what time's your reservation?
5:30.
Ew.
This is a hot dog is a sandwich.
Ketchup is a smoothie.
Yeah, I put ice in my cereal, so what?
That makes no sense.
Hot dog is a sandwich.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
What? Welcome to our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, the show we break down the world's biggest food debates. I'm your host, Josh Scherer.
And I'm your host, Nicole Inaidi.
And today we are talking about the moment that Japanese Peruvian cuisine is having in the greater Los Angeles area.
Shout out to Matsuhisa.
It actually really is blowing up. It's called Nikkei cuisine. They say Peru is the origin of fusion food. You go to the Chinese arena, it's called Chifa cuisine, and then Nikkei cuisine is Peruvian Japanese. That's not what we're talking about at all, though.
I mean, should we just talk about that?
It's really fascinating. We'll do another episode, but
cool.
Today we are talking about what is the best time to eat dinner, which
This is so funny.
It's funny because we brought it up in conversation. We're like, this is dumb, and then it spurred all these arguments, and you realize there are so many cultural differences, so many generational differences.
So many.
Across, if you are in a relationship with somebody who does not eat dinner at the same time as you.
Oh my gosh.
That's like an actual roadblock to overcome.
And you live together?
Ugh. Ew.
Terrible.
That's more disgusting than a 5:30 raza.
But I will say, let's just start off. Me and you, we're similar. We're what, 31, 32?
Yeah, the same person, basically.
No.
Both love bodybuilding. Both start our day with creatine and pre-workout. Show them the vascularity, Nicole.
Can I tell you something? My veins are so hard to find. Literally, my doctors, they take my blood 6 times because my veins are really hard to find. And it's always been that way.
I was more vascular when I was doing CrossFit. Now I'm just floating through time, you know.
What was I talking about before you made
You and I are
me
the same
flex?
people. You're 31, I'm 32.
Yeah. We both love food. I mean, we're very similar, you and I. And I feel like you and I have similar eating habits, kind of, at this point, because we have kind of melded into similar people. So tell me if I'm wrong. What's your average, what time do you eat dinner? Typically, Monday through Friday.
I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to make you guess.
No, I don't want to guess.
I want you to guess because I'll guess what time you eat dinner.
Okay.
I say you try and hit 7 o'clock on the dot, but you're generally between 6:45 and 7:20, depending on prep.
How did you know that?
It's you know what part of it actually is? It's you talking about your own anxieties about making dinner. You're like, oh my god, it took so long to make dinner, and I didn't. When you get home, and I know what time you leave work. And I know how long it takes you to cook.
Josh, that is literally so on the nose.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. How did you do that?
We've spent so much time. We've been doing this podcast for 5 years.
Aww.
That's a lot of time to really get to know someone.
Yeah.
We don't hang out outside of it. That's not true. She came over for dinner on Saturday, and I made something weird, and I was pretty ashamed about it.
So weird.
I know. I experimented.
I did not eat the topping on your casserole.
I saw that. I did see you leave that. I've been trying to make kugel topped stews, which is something my grandma would make. I'm trying to make it good and cool. So kugel in this application is basically a latke mixture. It's potato. Anyways, it wasn't great.
Okay, but yes, you got it right. 6:45 to 7:15, depending on what time David gets home.
Yeah, that's what I figured. What time do you think
Because I'm a wife.
What time? I am now also a wife.
Yeah.
What time do you think that I eat dinner? Me and Julia.
8:45.
You're not far.
8:45.
You're not far.
8:30.
We almost never eat dinner before 8 p.m.
Why?
So a lot of this comes down to, and this is dinner times around the world, it comes down to general lifestyle, right?
Yeah, but that's so weird because David and I, Persians, love to eat dinner at 10 o'clock.
Oh, interesting.
Like across the board, especially for Shabbat. Shabbat dinner doesn't start typically till 9:30, 10, depending on how large it is and how many people you invited.
So a lot of it for us is simply Julia likes to work out after work. And I don't get a lot of, I wake up at 5:30, 5:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm at the gym for 2 hours before work. A lot of it's rehab work. I'm not lifting for 2 hours. Trying to stretch out my hips, my psoas muscles. I look all creepy. I look like I'm just humping a wall, but I'm actually basically doing Kegels in the gym for an hour.
Me humping the wall.
But anyway, so I eat 5 meals throughout the day. So for me, dinner isn't a thing.
So me and you do not have similar eating structures then. Never
No,
mind.
and so I wake up, I eat a protein bar at 5:45.
A bar,
just a bar, 20 grams of protein. And then
With
I
a
come into
coffee?
work, pre-workout, yeah. and creatine.
Oh, okay.
So this is throwing everything a little bit for us. And then at 9 a.m. I roll into work. I make a protein shake, generally drink it at 9:15.
Blueberries.
And then I'll have first lunch at like noon, second lunch at 3, and then dinner's at 8.
Wow.
And so that's what my meal structure is. Julia, on the other hand, right? So we're trying to syncopate all this.
Mm-hmm.
She eats nothing like a bird. So she like wakes up, starts working, and then she nibbles on cheese. And then by the time 5:30 comes around, she's generally going to a workout class or like doing something. She has an active life.
Love it.
And so she'll come home from that workout class at 7:45, and I have dinner on the table at like 8:15.
Wow.
And that's just how we eat. It's become very natural for us. We'll eat a bowl of a little dessert, sometimes fruit with cream.
Right?
Because we're just 30 years old now, so we live a very boring life.
Yes, so boring.
So fruit with cream is what we look forward to. And then at like 9:30, and then we're in bed by 10:30, and we hit the sack by 11.
Wow, really?
Is that early or late? I don't know what your lifestyle is.
What do I do? So I wake up at 7. I make myself a coffee with collagen peptides. I love collagen peptides. And then I come to work and I make myself 2 to 3 eggs every morning.
What time?
9:15.
So you're starting breakfast. You call that breakfast, 9:15?
I call it breakfast. Yeah, 9:15. Okay. My coffee doesn't count. My coffee is just like a...
There's no calories in coffee. Doesn't count as breakfast.
It doesn't count.
Yeah.
And then I come to work, and then typically there's lunch at work. So I eat work lunch. And then I have maybe a handful of nuts here, maybe a little beef stick
But
here.
what time is work lunch? Do you care?
No. I don't care. It's whenever.
This is going to come into play
12 to 2.
in a discussion later.
From 12 to 2. From 12 to 2.
Okay.
Is that okay, 12 to 2?
Yeah.
It's
But there's no okay or not okay. I'm eating like 5 meals. I had to call it lunch 1, lunch 2.
And then the smart thing about me is I like to make myself little menus, as you know, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
I'm very extensive, and I get very detailed as I can without losing my mind, like being very hyper-focused on it. So I make myself little menus, and I'm like, okay, whenever I get home, I'll do this, that, and the other. And then David's schedule's different right now because he's in school. But typically he comes home from work at he leaves work at 5:30, takes him about 45 minutes. I feel like this conversation is just like a lifestyle
It's a day in the life, yeah. And then I'm doing laundry, and so I fold the shirts with the sleeves tucked in first, and I know what you're saying. If you've worked in retail.
So funny. And then, David gets home at 6:30, and I'm already going in the kitchen doing a lot of things, and then we eat at 6:45, 7 while he watches a football game, probably.
Yeah, they have been putting, this is a real thing. This is not necessarily gendered. However, if you're going by statistics, there are a lot more men who tend to watch football than women. And so there are a lot of spouses and partners who have noticed that their partners seem to be watching football on more days. It's true. It's happening.
Yes,
I don't know if you've thought about that.
Oh, yeah.
They're putting football on more days.
Well, also, we have, what's that thing called? A red zone. We have red zone.
So he's watching 7 games at once.
Oh, yeah. Sports all the time.
But now the NFL, they're trying to put games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. They've had Thursday Night Football for a while. It's happening, and I kind of don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I need to not watch as much football because I will watch whatever's on.
Yes.
So that's happening. This is all to say that whatever time you're eating dinner... is meant to suit your lifestyle.
Yeah, and that suits us for now. I think 100%. It makes sense for us, yeah.
And so if you're looking at dinner times around the world, it tends to suit people's lifestyles.
Okay.
So there are some fascinating things that we can glean from dinner times around the world. If I said, Spain, what time do they eat dinner? What time do you normally think?
I think 9:45.
Right? That's a thing that we know.
Yes.
It's not every Spanish person is eating at 9:45.
No.
But Spain tends to eat later. Do you have a guess why?
Does it have to do with siestas?
These MFers are taking 2-hour naps in the middle of the day. If I was taking a 2-hour nap in the middle of the day.
I know. Life would be so... You know how much better our skin would look if we just napped for 2 hours? You know how carefree we would be as people?
Bro, I am napping every weekend day.
Do you nap during
Saturday,
the weekends?
I nap.
I'm so happy for you.
On Sunday, I nap.
Is this new?
Tough with football.
Is this new though?
Yeah, it's gotten more. Every time I would experiment with the lifestyle of napping.
Yeah, you love experimenting with
Yeah, but then now it's it's a necessity and I love it. I catch up.
I'm so happy that you nap now.
100%. And then I push dinner back probably on those days because you're sleeping later, right?
Right.
And then also, if you look at warm weather climate countries, Spain, quite warm weather on the Mediterranean, and you see a lot of Mediterranean countries follow this pattern as well. They're eating dinner later because it's oppressively hot for a lot of the summer. I was on the Mediterranean this summer for 2 weeks. I was in Greece. I was in Sardinia, and you would go out in Sardinia at 8 p.m. and it would be
Bumping.
like, sun had just set.
Yeah.
And it would be 95 degrees.
Oh, no way. So was it bumping or not?
No, like
I would assume
we
it was
went to
bumping.
dinner at like 9 p.m. and there was nobody there. And we just ate and we drank. It was a cool cocktail bar. We stayed. 10:30 comes around. It's packed for dinner.
No way. That's awesome.
It was crazy. It was like something I'd never experienced before.
I'm
But
jealous.
that said, like you are in America, what is the best time for a dinner reservation?
So
like when you're going out.
So this is why I asked what you do during the week, because I think that has a correlation with what time you like to go out for dinner. Because
Ooh.
for me and for David and I, we love to go to dinner at like 6:37.
6:30. Why? Explain yourself.
So for Saturday nights, why I like to go out to dinner around 6:37 is because we're gonna go out later. So we want a nice base of food and a nice, strong like food base, so we can go out and drink and party with our friends.
Wait, but how late are you staying out? Because if
Probably
you're
like 2 a.m.
eating, are you getting late night food then?
Probably. Not
Okay.
always. Not always. We're not always late nighters. We used to be bigger late nighters, but then we were like, we're not holding it well.
If you all, the listenership, the grand listenership out here, has followed us for the last 5 years,
Hi.
we have changed so much.
Have we?
That used to be like, I would only go out so I could go on a late night food adventure.
Oh, no.
That was my thing. I loved it.
Well, I used to love exploring like a lot. Like I would love to go like out in K-Town and then go to like a random taco stand at like 1:30.
I would end up eating like a baseball steak and an artichoke omelet
I know
at Pacific Dining Car at 3 in the
when
morning.
you said baseball steak, I knew it.
On the regular. Shout out to Training Day. Denzel orders it from that
That's
restaurant.
right.
But I would eat at BCD Tofu House eating tofu soup
At like 2 a.m.
at 2 a.m. And now I'm like 11:45. I'm like, oh, if I get home and I wake up at 7 a.m. on Saturday,
right.
I can prep the most beautiful breakfast sandwich. And it's going to be so, oh my God, I'll dress the arugula. I can roast the tomatoes off. I'll have time.
But like, I don't know, but it's weird because we live in LA, we live in such a city, and I think that people are doing later and later dinner reservations. Like places are staying open later to
No,
like.
false.
Really?
False. Since COVID,
Oh, yeah.
places have started. I have been to. Okay, let me back up here.
Go ahead.
To me, going out to eat and eating at home are almost two fundamentally different
purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, going out to eat, it's like I'm never worried about the macros, the calories, the whatever. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're there for good times.
I'm there for a good time. I'm there to be social.
Sure.
It's an event for me. It's like an
Yeah.
amusement park.
Yeah.
And so I'm like not worried about general lifestyle issues when it comes to that. I would love to get like an 8:30 dinner res. Like especially if you're going out on a date, if you remember the single days. Go out on a
I don't
date.
remember what being single is like anymore.
If you go out on a date and you have like an 8:30 p.m. Friday res, you go pregame it with a cocktail somewhere at 8.
That was never me.
Sun is set. It's like sexy vibes,
I love
you know.
That was never me.
No?
I think it's because I dated geriatric men
That adds up.
that were like 12, 13 years
They're
older
trying to
than
get the senior discount.
early bird special. No, I literally think
Taking
it's
you
'cause
to Denny's.
I think it's because I dated guys that were older, so most of my dinner reservations going out was around the 7 o'clock
Oh, funny.
time regardless. But like if we're going out with friends, like let me tell you, if we go out with friends and like we're going to like a cool place in like North Hollywood, like a Thai place, like we're gonna try to assemble the Avengers at like 8 o'clock so we can go out at night. But it depends on the friend group I'm with. Like I have some friends that are like, I need to eat dinner at 5 o'clock so I can go to sleep at a reasonable time. I'm like, I don't want to hang out with you that much anymore. So
Yeah.
then I start to go more towards like the people that want to eat a little bit later.
Since COVID, I've noticed more like what would have been kind of late night-ish party restaurants. Restaurants that kitchen closes at 10:30, 11, restaurant closes at midnight. Right?
Like
That
Club-staurants?
Not a club-staurant. No, a club-staurant is like you're partying at the restaurant till 3 in the morning, which
went-
I've never been to.
Oh my god!
I know Miami is big on that. You go to.
I just went to Miami.
Did you people know about this in Miami?
Let me tell you. So David and I went to Miami in Christmas, and we literally went to like 3 Club-staurants in the span of 2 days. What a crazy culture difference it is. People just get up and dance on tables, and I'm like, your foot is in the guacamole. It's crazy.
The economics of this is fascinating to me because I don't ever partake in this, but you go there and you have to spend a minimum on
Yes.
food
Yes.
to then have that table that you just ate a steak and onion rings
Right.
to party at till 4 a.m.
Right.
That's disgusting. I don't want to do that at all.
You should do it once. Just as a culture, just to understand the culture of Miami.
But now
I
feel like
we're gonna move there anyways whenever we're like 70s, so whatever.
God, to Boca Raton,
Dude,
take me
we're
now.
moving to Boca. We're getting a condo. We're getting a
afford it.
duplex. One of us lives on the top. One of us lives on the bottom, and then every now and then we'll switch.
We'll go to Naples or
Naples.
Ocala, maybe.
We could go. Naples, Florida.
No, but I've noticed so many restaurants, they are closing their doors a lot earlier. You'll go to like a legit restaurant and they'll be like closed at 9 on a weekday. But I think that's an economic reality of people having to get their books a lot more secured.
I understand
for restaurants,
that.
right?
But every time I try to look up a reservation on like Google or Yelp, every single restaurant I want to go to, the 5:30, and 5:45 are wide open. And then everything from like 6 to 10 booked solid for like months.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I don't get it.
I'll ask you then.
I don't know.
Because I've certainly eaten at a lot of restaurants at 5 o'clock because it was the only time I could go, and then it feels like lunch. And then I've eaten at 9:45, and then I'm like, well, my next day is ruined, right?
Yeah.
If you have the option,
You should say excuse me when you burp.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. If you have the option between there's only a 5 p.m. res and a 10 p.m. res, which one do you take?
Oh my gosh.
Let me set the scene. It's Friday, but
I can't
it's
go
been
out.
a tough week at work. Oh, so it's Saturday. Sorry, Shabbat. It's Saturday. Oh my God, Shabbat just ended. You can labor again. You can push buttons. You can drive a car.
I do all that stuff anyways.
It's Saturday night. You had like a tough work week, but not the kind of tough work week where you're like, oh, I need to de-stress, like the type of a tough work week where you're like, I just need a little bit of solitude. But you already agreed to go out with friends. Then Saturday night res, 5 p.m. or 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Why?
Always.
Why?
At 5 p.m. it's still sun out. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm gonna make myself a light bite around 7. And then maybe make myself a cocktail at home, and then go out with my friends at 10 and stay out till like 2 or 3.
The fun thing that if you're not planning on going out after that 10 p.m. dinner, the fun thing about that is that you can then the dinner is the social nightlife event, right? That's fun for me.
Well, it depends what restaurant you're going to.
Yeah.
It can't be just like any like
Pija Palace, the new hot Indian. It's not that new, but like it's really hard to get a res there.
It's really hard to get a reservation there.
It's like an Indian sports bar cocktail bar that serves penne alla vodka with Indian spices on it.
Yeah. So because that place is so damn busy, and I've been there before and I know what to expect, I would go early. But if you give me another restaurant, it might be later. Like Budanoki. I've never been to Budanoki. You wanted to go for a long time.
Oh, go late night at Budanoki for sure. Don't go early at Budanoki. Their cocktail program's so good. You go eat at the
See, like that's what I'm
It's all about what your intentions are.
It's about what your intentions are and about what kind of day/night you want to have. Josh, should we tell people about what a bang bang is?
We could talk about the bang bang because so you and I are both referencing there was an Instagram video of Prue Leith.
Yes.
Right? She was talking about what the ideal time to eat dinner at was.
Yes. She said 9:30.
She said 9:30.
Which is nuts.
And she said her husband likes to eat at 7. So I don't know what her deal is. There was another video, though.
With Jose Andres.
That's
right.
Jose Andres talked about the bang, 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 bang.
Well, that guy knows how to party.
That guy knows how to party. Also, he is Spanish. Spaniards don't get to the club till 3 a.m.
I want to go to Spain so bad. It sounds like fun.
But the bang bang is where you eat one meal at one restaurant. We're not talking appetizers. We're not talking about shared small plates. You eat a full-ass meal.
Eat a meal.
And then you go to another restaurant and eat a full-ass meal. That's called the bang bang.
But ideally, it is walking distance. The two places are walking
100%.
distance. You could Uber or taxi to the other place, but half of the fun is walking off the food to go eat at the other place. I love doing bang bangs with the right people.
I did a bang bang at Budanoki. Budanoki was the second location of my bang bang. Budanoki is this incredible like Japanese izakaya, but like really playful food, just incredible cocktails. Yeah, no, I ate at a chain event and then went to Budanoki right afterwards.
Oh, nice.
So that was fun.
Nice.
I love the bang bang. But that's good because then you stretch it out. You know, you're eating dinner for 4 consecutive hours.
But see, that's fun. Like eating like that with like the right crew that's down to like kind of like indulge and gorge and do all those fun things every now and then it's actually really, really fun. And I think it's more fun than like going to eat at like 9 o'clock and then going to like a party.
I have a dinner reservation tonight.
Where are you going?
And I was given the option of what time to choose as often happens. I don't know why
What?
I said that as if that was like a new thing. I was given the option of what time to choose. What time do you think I chose? What time do you think I'm getting dinner tonight?
Well, I need to know what.
I am going to Gela Getza. It is maybe my favorite restaurant all time
many
in Los
people-
Angeles. Shout out to Bricia and Fern Lopez.
How many people are you going with?
4 total, double date.
Okay, and you made this reservation on your own, or did
I did. It is
Bricia tell you to
actually
come?
no. I made this reservation on my
Okay.
own, but it is a special
Occasion?
collab dinner
Oh.
with her and her boyfriend, who is cooking Oaxacan food in New York.
Oh.
Flying out here, cooking Oaxacan food together.
Oh.
Right.
Okay, what are my options? Can you give me 3 options?
I'll say 6, 7, or 8.
6, 7, or 8? I think that because it's a 4-person, because it's a double date, and I'm guessing that people that you're going with work. I'm gonna assume that
Bold of you to assume I have friends with jobs.
I'm gonna assume you went with 8.
8 o'clock. Oh, but what about when the anxiety for the next morning, because we're shooting Mythical Kitchen tomorrow. What about when the anxiety of that pre-shoot day night
You're still gonna go to
hits?
8 o'clock.
No, 7.
Okay, what do I lose? Do I win?
I don't know. But no, for me, like weeknight res 7,
Okay,
weekend res 8:30. That's
okay,
the move,
that's okay.
right?
That's okay for you, but for me, listen, my husband's a busy man. He works a lot. He goes to school. He's multifaceted. He's ambitious. I gotta listen to what he's saying right now. We gotta go eat at 6:37. And
get
you know
it.
what's great? Our friends are also really understanding of that, and they're also foodies too, so they get it.
The other thing here is children.
Oh, we don't have any.
We don't have any.
No.
When you do have
Either
children,
together or like separate.
we don't
like
have
we don't have
definitely.
kids.
We thought about adopting one together.
Meggie is like our. Are you parents? Meggie's more like an adopted parent. Like we adopted her. As
Oh,
our
like
mom.
the big brother big sister program.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
doing great, kids.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I've been calling Maggie Mom for a long time. No, when
Me too.
we're at that early stage in our lives where friends are having kids. But I was making like a lunch plans with a friend, and I was like, "Great, like 1:30," and they're like, "That's way too late."
Yeah.
I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Lunch is 11 a.m. now." I was
Yes,
like,
yes.
"Dude, I don't think
Oh
the
my gosh.
restaurant's open."
Literally I told you how like I have a group chat where all
Yeah.
of my girlfriends are parents now but me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay guys, we're all gonna go to brunch this Sunday. What time is best? And they're like, anytime around like 9 or 10:45 would be great. And I'm like, you got it. I'll do it for you, no problem. I don't wake up on the weekends till like 10 sometimes.
I'm up at 6:30 and
You're
I
mentally
am
unwell.
waiting outside the gym for the doors to open. Sometimes I get there too
know.
early and I just take a walk around Studio City. But so this is from a very childless perspective.
We're
To those
so
of you
childless
with
right now.
children, eat whenever they're not screaming, or when they are. I don't understand what you do yet.
Yeah. Sleep
hope
when
to be
they
there
sleep.
someday.
That's what
Sleep
people
when
say.
they sleep.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
what
they say.
people say. That's what people say.
Okay, there is an actual large difference across states in the U.S. We have real data here on
Okay.
average dinner time.
Tell me some data points, buddy.
Data
on,
points.
boss.
Earliest time. And again, there are a lot of cultural reasons, a lot of religious reasons even for when people would
Okay.
eat dinner. And I don't know if this has exactly anything to do with it, but I saw Pennsylvania is the earliest eating dinner state at 5:37 p.m.
What time do people get home?
From
work.
Is it like, do the Amish in Lancaster County skew it?
Do
Because
the
like they're
census?
waking up. So much of this, right, is just how late are you waking up, right? You're going to
Sure.
eat dinner
How long
earlier
are
if
you?
you
Yeah,
are
yeah.
going to sleep
Yeah,
at
yeah.
8 p.m. and
Yeah.
waking up at 4 to tend to farm and raise a barn.
Sure.
I don't think the Amish population is actually skewing it that hard, but maybe, because the next one is only 3 minutes later at Maine, which makes a lot of sense.
Because old people live in Maine.
Well, darker, colder.
Oh, I just thought it was old people live in
Dark,
Maine.
cold, you eat dinner early.
Okay.
That's how it works. Warm,
When the sun is
hot,
out.
light, you're going to eat dinner later.
Okay.
That's a lot of the data you see across the world. India also tends to eat dinner quite late, past 8 p.m., the data suggests. Because anytime you mention data, somebody will be like, I'm from India and I eat dinner at 6. And you're like,
Outlier.
great,
outlier,
there's a dude eating
outlier.
at 10 that's averaging you out, because that's how numbers work. But anyways, latest, this makes sense to me. It's not a state. And that should give away everything you need to know, because it's the only thing that would be listed on a state list that is not technically a
U.S.
state.
Virgin Islands.
No, that's,
Puerto Rico.
Okay. No, think inside.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland's just Canadian.
Oh.
Think like there's a thing inside the contiguous United States that's not a state, but
Eswatini.
Eswatini is an intranational.
Lesotho.
It's pronounced Lesotho.
Lesotho.
D.C., District of Columbia, Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that one.
It happens.
7:10 p.m.
Well, it's because they're making
laws.
I veto. I filibuster. My constituents.
You do not have a supermajority.
I am the whip. I am the senator whip.
Did you have inappropriate relations with that woman?
I did not inhale.
I did not inhale, but I do play the saxophone.
Okay, so in DC they eat at 7:10. It looks like.
Yeah,
okay.
And I think a lot of that has to do with like why
Working.
people would. Yeah, you're working later hours. Japan also tends to eat later dinners.
Yeah, that's true.
One thing though, when you mentioned earlier that like I'll eat lunch anytime. I don't know, between noon and 2. I think a really interesting thing about America is how few inset cultural laws and taboos we have about food. And I think there can actually be a lot of negative effects when it comes to that.
Do you think it's like a free-for-all?
I think it's a bit of a free-for-all. And I think when you have a food culture that is a free-for-all, you become like rife for demagoguery, right? People marketing, slogans can then shift the way that an entire population eats.
Sure.
Because you don't have like hundreds-year-old traditions locking you in. I remember hearing a story, this is anecdotal, but about somebody who, an American went to work in France. And this is not just me paraphrasing Emily in Paris on Netflix, but it is a fun show. But they went to work in France and they would eat lunch at their desk whenever. And they would have coworkers literally shame them out of it. They would straight up go up to them and be like, don't you dare eat your lunch at your desk. Take your lunch break. We're going out. You're eating with us.
Okay.
Because otherwise, all these other cultural norms start to erode. It's kind of a really weird thing, and it's not always great to just grasp onto cultural norms.
Okay.
But in certain things, like we eat lunch at 1:30 and we take that full hour, right? I think there is something kind of powerful about that, you know?
So you're saying bullying works?
Bullying
So bully the
works
foreign
all the
kid?
time. Oh my God, don't. I'm sorry you have your own traumas with that I didn't think about.
I'm not foreign. I was born in the United States of America.
I know, yeah, and you also went to a pretty now I'm racist on multiple levels. That's my bad.
It's okay. You're not that bad. Well, Josh, I wanted us to run through some foods.
Okay.
If that's okay. Like, what's the best time to eat these specific foods? Does that sound like something you want to do right now?
Absolutely.
Are you ready?
I'm very ready.
Okay. What's the best time to eat salad?
12:45 p.m.
Okay, agreed. Cereal.
11:30 p.m.
Oh my God, yes,
Cereal's
me too.
dessert. It's
Yes,
not breakfast.
you don't eat cereal in the morning. I agree. Salami. We're talking about sliced salami, not chub salami.
5:30 p.m.
Oh, I disagree. I would say that's more of an 11 a.m.
I'm a salami as an appetizer man, cereal for dessert man. Cultured.
All right, carne asada burrito.
2:30 p.m., but that's also your dinner.
7 p.m. Okay. A banana. 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
9
Yeah,
a.m.
I eat a banana almost every day. 9 a.m.
Bagged shredded cheese.
That's like 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
You just awoke from sleep paralysis.
Yes,
you
yes,
wander
yes.
to the fridge. Nothing can shake you from that demon except for the cakey shredded Mexican blend cheese,
yes,
not
yes.
the good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 4 a.m. for you?
4 a.m.
3 a.m. witching hour. The witching hour. Eggs Benedict. Noon.
Noon
Noon
brunch,
brunch.
eggs Benny. Come on, what's better?
Oh, this is great. A mint Milano.
A mint Milano.
Not a regular Milano, a mint Milano.
1:47 p.m. You just ate lunch. You need a little sweet palate cleanser to get back to work.
6:45.
6:45. When are you eating at Milano at 6:45? That's
After
post
dinner.
You finished dinner at 6:45?
Okay,
You just said you don't eat till
7:30.
7.
Okay,
That's
7:30.
weird to me now.
Okay, Philly cheesesteak.
Philly cheese. Oh, this is 9 p.m. after you just left the 4 p.m. Birds game. You get
Go
back to
Birds.
Angelo's on South Street. I don't even think Angelo's on South Street. You get a hoagie. You get a pizza. You go into 12 steps down. You're drinking some Twisted Teas. You're getting some Philly special. You see someone walking by in a Giants jersey. You go, hey, you motherfucker, get the fuck out of my fucking city, bro. You.
I've never had
Sorry, do we have to bleep that?
Yeah. I've never had a Philly cheesesteak in Philadelphia, so I feel like I haven't lived, so I can't really answer that.
We got to go on a full cheesesteak tour.
Okay.
Take it to John's
I
Roast
have
Pork. Take it to
nothing else to
Angelo's.
do.
We
I
should
don't
just
have
go to
much-
Bradley Cooper's cheesesteak shop in
I
New York.
heard. I want to go. He looks hot.
It's from the Angelo's people. They're
looks-
making Angelo's cheesesteaks in New York.
You know, I saw the bread.
And you're like,
I
that's
saw the bread, and I'm
Angelo's,
like,
yeah.
that's Angelo's bread.
Yeah, you
okay,
know it.
I have 2 more.
Sarcone's. It's Sarcone's bread.
Shut up. I have 2 more. What's the best time to eat yogurt?
10:15 a.m.
Oh, same. And finally, Spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese, romantic, 8:15 dinner out.
8:30.
Your Osteria La Buca. Nick Jonas just walked in.
I love. Do you know Osteria La Buca is my favorite Italian restaurant in Los Angeles?
Really? I ate there on Friday. It's Nick Jonas's favorite too.
Really?
He wasn't there.
I love Nick Jonas.
I love all the Jonas brothers. Shout out to Frankie, Kyle, Kevin, and...
Comment below what time you eat dinner.
Jarvis
we have
Jonas.
to start doing that. We have to start telling people.
Comment below which Jonas brother is your favorite. Have a good day.
Josh, I think 2025 is a year for personal growth. How do you feel about that?
Speak that into existence, sister.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone's like, oh, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to start eating better. But me, I want to learn a new language. I think it's just going to expand the way that I see the world and the way that I can communicate with other people. I think it's really important.
Well, how do you plan on learning that new language, Nicole?
Rosetta Stone, obviously.
Obviously, the thing I love most about Rosetta Stone, listen, I took foreign language in high school.
Same.
You did. You listening out there probably did. I'm not great in a classroom setting. I need an actual immersive experience, and that's what Rosetta Stone gets you. You can actually practice as if you were a native speaker.
Rosetta Stone is the most trusted language learning program available on desktop or as an app, and it truly immerses you in the language you want to learn. They offer Spanish, French, Italian, German, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Dutch, Arabic, Polish, and so much more.
There's no English translation, so you really learn to speak, listen, and think in that language. It's an intuitive process that's designed for long-term retention.
With Rosetta Stone's built-in true accent feature, you can get feedback on your pronunciation so you can perfect your accent.
Está bien. Their lifetime membership has all 25 languages for 50% off. That's a steal.
Start the new year off with a resolution you can reach. Today, a hot dog is a sandwich listeners can take advantage of this Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off.
That's a heck of a deal, Nicole. Visit rosettastone.com/hotdog. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life.
Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/hotdog today. Your hairline looks different.
Thank you. I used different product in my hair. I didn't mean to. I forgot my normal product. Maybe I'm losing my hair. That'd be cool. Be a good bald man. All right, Nicole, I've heard what you and I have to say. Now it's time to find out whether wacky ideas are rattling out there in the universe. Time for a little segment we call
Opinions are like casseroles.
Let's get to that first opinion.
Josh, Nicole, I love you guys.
What's so funny?
Your podcast is amazing.
Thank you.
And Maggie, hello as well. I love what you do also.
Hi.
Anyways, best way to eat cornbread, put it in a waffle iron.
Oh.
I'm telling you, little cracks or crevices. Then you do a can of chili or, fancy boy make their own. But yeah, you do chili poured over a cornbread waffle.
Brilliant.
It's amazing. You'll thank me for it. I love you. This has been in Oregon. All right, bye.
We love you, Ben, in Oregon.
Sounds dank.
Geography matters here. The fact that he's from Oregon
Does it?
and not somewhere in the South. I know. Listen, plenty of Southern people probably putting cornbread in the waffle iron. But I feel like this is one of those things that you can do when you didn't grow up eating good cornbread.
Oh, I see, like store-bought cornbread.
I grew up eating, I swear to God, I haven't crunched the numbers, but I think the box of Jiffy cornbread mix were the cheapest calories in the grocery store. Because growing up, we would eat that every single dinner. It would be 79 cents. You'd take the little aluminum disposable pans, mix it with water, bake it off. It was just delicious.
Easy peasy.
Delicious, but it's not good cornbread, right? And so you take that, you put it in a waffle iron, that is going to improve it.
Sure, because it's getting crispy and craggly and yummy.
And there's no
Maillardy.
there's no crumb to preserve, because it's just a box mix.
Right.
It's perfectly fine. So I think that's great.
Do you like cornbread with little pieces of corn in it?
It all depends, but probably no. If I'm eating a proper hot water cornbread, I kind of just want it to be good cornbread.
I like buttermilk cornbread.
Buttermilk cornbread?
I like it buttermilky.
There is a fancy restaurant in LA, one of the best, Dunsmore.
Oh, yes. Been there before, had their cornbread.
They also have it at the previous restaurant, Brian Dunsmore.
Hatchet Hall.
But they make a cornbread there. That is one of the better things I've eaten in my life. There's probably 2 full sticks of butter in the entire thing.
I have a very sexy video of butter drizzling down it.
God, I can't imagine a better thing than that.
Dunsmore's one of the best restaurants.
What a great
in
restaurant.
Los Angeles.
Brian Dunsmore, you do fantastic.
Oh, his name
work.
is Brian Dunsmore.
That's
he named
how
it
they
after
got
himself.
The name, or it was just a huge coincidence.
Wow, that's
You
crazy.
know?
That's like opening a place called Sharers.
I wouldn't call it that.
What would you call it?
La de pique. It means the ace of spades in
La
French.
de pique.
La de pique.
La de pique.
La
Might be
de
called
pique.
umbra,
Wow.
which means shadow in Latin.
That's sick. Yeah, we both had these names for like 15, 20 years.
It's never gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen. I did that for a project in French class.
I did for a project in culinary school.
Did really? That's so funny.
I crunched the numbers. It's good. It's viable. You just got to give me a space, man.
The name is only French because it was in French class. But yeah, we came up with a whole menu, and most kids were just like omelette du fromage, jambon beurre, and I was like looking up how to say razor clam in
sweet.
French.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so we did like a crudo of razor clam at La de Pique.
This was a good opinion.
Good opinion.
Hi, I've got an opinion. Both are babka related. The first is also a smear on Paul Hollywood.
We're ready.
Who
Thank you for the preview.
thinks that it's possible to make a babka in less than 5 hours, and also had the gall to insinuate that it was better than a Brooklyn babka.
Nothing better than a Brooklyn
Babkas need minimum 14 hours to prepare.
Yeah.
And really, for the best kind of babka, it's going to be at least 24 hours.
Okay.
The second part of that thought is that, babka being an enriched dough, has a lot of the similar properties to making like cinnamon rolls or donuts or brioche. And so if you kind of use a base babka dough, you can make all those good, delicious items just from one dough.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes.
Bye.
Yeah, a lot of similarities between. You even look at a lot of Mexican pan dulces, right? Conchas, like a lot of
They're all
them,
the
they
same.
come from a sort of brioche, which isn't like a classic bread dough. Like a bread dough in France, right, is flour, yeast, water. A brioche is an enriched dough with a lot of
Butter.
fats added to it. 5-hour babka, like what's the best babka you can make in 5 hours? Because you can make a babka. You can make
a
You can make a
babka.
babka in 5 hours.
The best babka is a babka that has been made with love and care and attention to detail.
Sure, but
That's
this is
it.
this is a competition show. It's a competition show. Great British Bake Off.
I
Talking
mean,
about Paul
they were
Hollywood.
setting him up for failure if it's only 5 hours.
Listen, I judged a Try Guys cinnamon roll cook-off where all the dough
There was
raw.
blood in it. Yeah.
It was raw.
Yeah.
It was blood and it was raw.
Yeah.
So I get it. But competition, it doesn't reflect reality. But you could make like a passable serving babka in 5 hours.
You could, but it's not going to be the best babka in the world. The best
20
babka in the world is
minutes.
at Zabar's. Love you, Zabar's. I love you, Zabar's.
20-minute prep, 2-hour rise, 20 minutes more prep. You're
You
at
need to do an additional rise.
40 additional rise for 30. Get
I
it in
don't
the
think it
oven.
would be
Get it in the oven for an hour 15.
I don't think-
Let it rest for
And then you got
40.
to put like a little like glaze on the top and let it sink. I don't think
That's so tight. 5 hours is really, really tight to do that.
10
yeah.
and a half hour process, 14
I'm just
hour
casually
process.
saying 20, but like you have to roll, you have to fill.
It's
then
a
you have
labor
to-
of love.
Then you braid and shape, and then
you
like,
gotta
yeah, there's
cut.
a lot of active
You don't
time.
have to. No, you don't. You don't just braid it. You roll it. You
Yeah.
cut it. Striations. Braid it. Put it in. It's very, very labor intensive, but it is so good. And nothing's better than.
I want to
Brooklyn
try the 5. I want to try the 5 hour
try
babka
it,
sound.
try it.
See what I can come up with. It's gonna
Try
be
it,
bad.
try it,
I'm gonna
try
eat it, and then if it's really bad, here's the best thing to do if you really mess up like a bread or a baked good or whatever. You just bread pudding it.
Yeah, of course.
You just take anything and you destroy it, and then you mix it with
Mash
eggs and
it.
milk and maybe sugar or whatever, and then
Yeah.
you just put it in the oven, and then it's perfectly edible dessert. So
Correct.
Even if I lose, I win. Yeah. No. Thank you for the Paul Hollywood smear though.
stodgy.
Stodgy. Got a soggy
stodgy.
bottom.
It's a little stodgy, but I have blue piercing eyes.
Hi, Josh, Nicole, Maggie,
I'm a
guest,
British
if there is a guest.
An American
I'm
six.
JoJo from Georgia, and
JoJo.
I've been a longtime fan since day one of the pod. And
Thank you. Happy 5
I
year.
learned to make fried rice because of Josh's video during the pandemic.
Aw.
From his home kitchen, he
Yeah.
taught us all how to make fried rice, and I'm eternally grateful. I make it for my partner all the time, and they love it so much.
So sweet.
But my hot little tip, not a take, but a hot tip, is the best way to season a fried rice is everything bagel seasoning.
Oh,
It doesn't have to be the
dramatic.
Trader Joe's kind. They sell that at the grocery store now. Any grocery store, you can find everything bagel seasoning, and it has everything you would need for a fried rice.
Sure.
Who doesn't want
Not wrong.
2 different types of sesame seeds and poppy seeds and the onion and the garlic and the flaky salt? Who doesn't want that in their fried rice? It's perfect. So it's like a one-stop shop. It is amazing. And I'm so grateful to Josh for teaching me how to cook fried rice. But,
So
maybe try this little hot tip next time you make fried rice. And I'd love to hear what you think.
That's so
Thanks, guys.
cute.
Bye.
That's just a really sweet thing. I remember making that, and I remember a lot of people. It was like the early days of TikTok got really mad because I boiled the rice. I was trying to teach as many people to cook as possible in a really difficult time during the initial COVID shutdown.
Right. I remember you got so much hate.
And I was like, hey, if you are not comfortable steaming rice, if you think you always burn it, because I hear that from a lot of home cooks, you can just boil rice. I said like pasta, which a lot of people know how to cook pasta, may not know how to cook rice. And you can just strain it when it's cooked. And then a lot of people were like, this is stupid and racist.
It's not, because Persians do that all the time. And we are known for having some of the best rice in the whole entire planet.
Fluffy basmati Persian, right? But there's so many different ways to cook rice across the world. Like,
amen.
Right? And so, but anyways, yeah, that video is like really special to me. And that's really special that you remember that and do it and actually learn something from it. That's so awesome.
I don't think I'll do this.
No, terrible idea. No.
Really bad. I mean, in addition to a fried rice, sure, I don't think it should be the sole seasoning of the fried rice. I think it can be in addition to the fried rice with all the other stuff in it.
The through lines she's drawing, though, sesame, garlic, onion, yeah, those are all great seasonings for a fried rice.
Caraway seeds and poppy
seeds. There's no
seeds.
caraway in everything. There's no way they're putting caraway in the Trader Joe's. The Trader Joe's.
Oh, maybe not the Trader Joe's one.
Probably not Trader Joe's.
Oh, no, mine has caraway.
It's probably just chunky. And I think
Let's find out.
The thing about everything bagel seasoning,
speculate.
people just realized they like chunky garlic and onion. That's great. I grew up with dehydrated onion flakes. Like, they're like little toenail clippings, and they're delicious in your food. They're so good. You put them in rice, it's great.
That's really vivid.
So, thank you. And so I think people found out they just like chunky garlic, onion, and salt.
Okay, here.
And then the sesame and the poppy seeds are just sort of there.
Yeah, you're right.
I think.
Sesame seeds, sea salt, dried minced garlic, dried minced onion, black sesame seeds, poppy seeds. You are completely correct.
There's black sesame in?
She said 2 different kinds of sesame seeds.
Oh, interesting. But anyways, the poppy seeds, unless you're eating them in such high quantity, 1, fail a drug test, 2, they actually have a flavor, but like you're not getting the flavor of poppy seed, I don't think, in a lot of everything.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think so.
Sesame can come through a little bit, but my bagel order is just sesame, not everything. Love a sesame bagel. I love all sesame seeds.
I love all bagels of all shapes and sizes, and I also love fried rice of all shapes and sizes. But are you trying to tell me right now that a shrimp... Hold on, let me do it. Are you trying to tell me right now, like in this Jesus is 2025, that a shrimp... You're trying to tell me?
You, Nicole.
Right now,
Nicole and I did, yeah.
That a shrimp fried this rice?
Yeah. Yeah, he did,
Thank
actually.
you. That was my dramatic reading of a shrimp fried this rice.
That was good.
I want to make a video where we make a shrimp fried rice.
That'd be pretty fun. I want to make like an everything bagel tadig, and then put smoked salmon, cream cheese. Like,
that's a really good idea.
I think that'd be really nice.
That's a good idea. You should do it.
I think you should do it.
Why?
Your culture's not my costume.
It's because I'm Persian?
Yeah. Wait, is it racist if I do make it or if I don't make it?
I don't know. You've been racist like a few times now.
I don't think I've been racist. When was I racist?
You were racist earlier when you said I'm a child.
I said Spanish people eat later because they nap. Not all Spanish people nap.
Not all Spanish people nap. And then you also said that I was bullied because I was.
No, I said you said that I said.
And then you said I need to make a food.
I am an ally.
A white guy said, cut this all. Cut it all. Maggie, one more.
Leave my shame.
Maggie, one more. I don't think you're racist. I think you're raceful. I think you love everyone.
Yeah. So I just love some more than others.
Who's your favorite minority?
It's interesting. Probably Filipinos.
Okay, I thought you were going to say
Cambodian. I always had a lot of
Cambodia.
Filipino friends.
Oh, yeah?
I have a couple Cambodian friends. I like them.
Josh.
Hey, what's up?
Nicole.
What?
It is I, Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots.
Maggie!
In my time on your planet,
Let him cook.
I have done
Let him
much
cook.
research into your cultures and customs.
Is this Shane Top?
And in my humble
The
opinion,
Groot guy.
chopsticks are a superior utensil to forks. Megatron disagrees. The fate of the world rests
going on?
in your opinion on this matter. Now, transform and roll out.
That was pretty good. As someone who's never watched, is it Transformers? Is it I've
sure
never
is.
watched a Transformer. I would like to think that impression was really good. Was it?
It was really good, but it did have elements of Shane Top's The Chosen character as well in there.
The
The vocal
Chosen.
affectation of Optimus Prime with kind of here.
Sounds like Napoleon Dynamite. I was
We have to take their opinion seriously.
I was so taken aback by the voice that the opinion didn't really hit for me.
Chopsticks over forks. That's it. That's the whole opinion. There was so much build up, and it was incredible. One,
Josh has been saying this.
That
Yeah,
was
it was
beautiful.
really really well done. I enjoyed
love
it
that you did that
thoroughly.
for us.
I mean, Josh has talked about this like 45 times. Like, it's not the most
you're talking
interesting
about it more?
subject matter for
You're talking
me.
about it more?
So I'm gonna let him take it. I have no
about it
opinion
more?
on it.
chopsticks, thousands of years old. Forks, dating back to what, 1400s Italy? Even then, they stayed in Italy for a reason, Nicole. If you believe in competitive market structures, the fork would have been invented long ago for eating food. It was meant to eat spaghetti. It's a one-trick pony. Even then, chopsticks, way better for eating spaghetti. You know, Italians say you shouldn't slurp your noodles. It's simply because they know the fork is a less good version of an implement to eat pasta with than chopsticks, and chopsticks lend well to slurping. That's my only thing. There are so few foods that can be eaten better with a fork than chopsticks. Then people going, I don't know how to use chopsticks.
about
If you were
peas?
born using chopsticks,
What
you know
about
how to use
peas?
chopsticks.
What about peas?
Peas? Spoon,
Oh,
spoon,
okay.
spoon. Again, no. Give me a food that is best.
I
eaten
don't
with a
want to
fork.
fight with you right
Spoon.
now.
Spoon and chopstick. Knife? No knife on the table. Knife cutting should be done by the person who's best at cutting food. That's called a chef.
Thank you for listening to our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich. We got new audio-only episodes every Wednesday and a video version here on YouTube every Sunday.
You're probably saying, like, forks have certainly been around. The devil had a pitchfork. You're saying he was never depicted with that. But no, the forks were tools. They were tools, but not meant to be at a table. And then the French command that was Louis XIV. I mean, he was literally just trying to create all of these dining laws to stop his aristocracy from rising up against him. Because if you're trying to figure out which fork to use for your salad or for your oyster or for your dessert, of course, you're not thinking about how to overthrow a bloated monarchy.
If you want to be featured on Opinions or like Casseroles, hit us up at 833-DOG-POD-1. The number again is 833-DOG-POD-1.
Salad, how am I gonna eat it? Chopsticks. Just if you learned how to use chopsticks from a young age, you would be very deft with them. Your fork is a crutch. 4 tines on a fork, 4 fingers on the hand. It's an affront to God.
For more Mythical Kitchen, check out our other videos. We launch new episodes every week. We'll see you next time.
Eat with your hands, for crying out loud. So many people, they see a video of someone eating biryani with their hands. They're like, this is disgusting. It's like you would eat pizza. Where is the line? I've had wetter burgers, wetter pizza than biryani. Is it simply a moisture issue?
Wetter
Like, there are
burgers, wetter pizza, Papa John's. Shut up.